The responsibility of any actor is to create the reality and let the audience live there. So where are we?
Good afternoon. We begin with the first look at a new show with a familiar face. And yes, you know that song. Happy Days. Arthur Fonzarelli. Henry Winkler joins us live in studio today. I've been saying Arthur Fonzarelli. I must have said that 100 times this morning. Excited about today's show.
Yay!
That's right. That's who I play.
How often do you get asked to do A?
Every day.
Let's hear it.
You
still got it.
Henry Winkler in studio.
Yeah, this new show is called Barry.
Yes,
Premieres
it
on
is.
HBO this
Created
weekend.
by Bill Hader from Saturday Night Live.
You know, I
played Stefan, you know. And Alec Berg, who is just one of the great writers in all of television.
The premise is a hitman
Yes.
comes to L.A.
A low-level hitman.
Low level.
Yeah.
He drives a
Who's your
Pinto.
hitman?
And you're a theater teacher, and he
I
ends
am.
up in your
Here we go.
classes.
Yes,
now, why
I'm
is a
walking down the
hitman
aisle.
going to a theater class?
You know what? I have asked myself that question. How did they put these two shows together? Each one could be, it's a show on its own, and they put them together. Okay, so Bill Hader's character, Barry, gets a call to come to L.A. to take out the head of the Chechen Brotherhood's wife's boyfriend. He follows his mark through a door. It happens to be an acting class.
Your acting
You've hooked
class.
me.
The mark turns around, doesn't have a partner for the scene, shoves the script into Bill Hader's hands. Bill Hader is now on the stage for the first time ever and looks around and likes the feeling. So the hitman wants to become an actor.
And you're there to
And
help him.
I'm his teacher.
And you said that you drew on some training that you had had.
Well, I've had over 14 teachers in my life because I wanted
Walking
to
down.
be good at what I'm doing. I did not want to be a flash in the pan.
All right, you feel.
So
you feel
I
the hand?
Guess
drew-
what? You're not.
Yeah, I don't think you could be a flash in the pan.
No, but you never know. I mean, it's a hard industry.
Oh, sure.
And so I'm very fortunate. And so I drew on teachers that I've had, like the great Stella Adler, one of the grand dames of all of theater. Teachers I've heard about and teachers I've researched. One of the parts of my teacher is a guy who taught in L.A. who made all his poor students buy his paintings. And I'm not kidding. I don't care much about whether they learn or not. Can you pay on time and you pay in cash?
Love it. Including the hitman, right?
He's in. He's in.
Speaking of your career, the thing about you is that you're not a flash in the pan. I mean, you've done this, and this, and you could have easily been sort of cornered into that one fabulous
You know what?
part.
That is true, and I was for about 8 years. So I became a producer, and we did MacGyver and Sightings, and So Weird. But it's up to you. You know, I had a friend once who said the town is holding me back. And I thought that is the weirdest thing I ever heard, because it's your responsibility. So I thought of myself as Mercury when I was typecast. And I found the smallest hole to get through in order to get on the other side, and here we are talking today.
What's been your favorite role or show or movie of your life?
I would have to say one is certainly the things that come to my mind, Happy Days, Night Shift, directed by Ron Howard, Here Comes the Boom, Arrested Development for sure. I mean, that's just, it's coming on, that will be on the air in mid-summer.
Okay.
And now I have to say I am so proud to be part of the ensemble of Barry, because it is unlike anything you'll see on TV. It's on HBO Sunday night at 10:30.
And we just saw a clip there of Parks and Rec. You were in that show as
Parks
well.
and
Let's talk
Rec.
about Better Late Than Never. You star in that with Terry Bradshaw, George Foreman, William
Yes.
Shatner, and you travel around. What a cast
Dangerous,
of characters,
isn't it?
huh?
Unbelievable. We went through Asia the first year, in Europe the second. In Germany, we followed a bunch of clues in order to meet my heritage. And I saw a plaque in the ground in Berlin with my uncle's name on it. I never met him.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And it said when he was born, when he lived in the house we were standing in front of, and when he was taken to Auschwitz.
wow.
And I lost it.
Yeah.
Powerful moment.
You do some crazy stuff too, like something about modeling for a paint art class, nude model you were
my
in.
friend.
Whoa,
and
I didn't know this.
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
He said, "Would you take your clothes off for the show?" And I went, "Come on, that's crazy."
And you're like, finally, somebody asked, right?
You know,
I've been waiting for this moment.
you know me so well. But I'm not kidding. It was really hard because I'm pretty much shaped like every fruit you've ever seen, and
paint a lot
all
of
in
fruit
different
these
parts, you know. But once you do it, and you're on camera, and we did the scene where I was naked as a model for an art class. You forget, and so I walked
Really?
up. I walked.
Hard time believing that.
Absolutely. I walked up to Terry Bradshaw, this big quarterback, and I leaned against him, and all you heard was, "Back off." And I went, "Oh,
And then you quickly got out of the way.
Yes, I forgot.
Rod, you've been so quiet
Oh
here,
my
and I
goodness.
know you're just enamored of Henry.
I'm picturing
so
that movie of Matthew McConaughey where Mr. Bradshaw was naked in
Yeah.
one of the
He
scenes.
will be naked at any time. I'm not kidding. He literally has no shame.
How did we get on this topic?
So what
don't
have you
know.
always wondered
Well-
about the Fonz or Henry? Or
He's nervous. You made him nervous.
He's never
Take us
speechless.
back to your
Anything.
20s,
Go
though.
ahead.
And
All right.
so it's true or not true, that your big national moment, if you will, was the getting the Happy Days role.
Absolutely.
And so at that time in your
Bigger
life, what were
than
you doing?
that ever happened. I went to drama school. I went to college at Emerson. I went to the Yale Drama School for 3 years. I got a master's. I became part of the repertory theater. I went to New York and did commercials. Everybody that I went to Yale with said, "I don't know how you can do commercials. It goes against our aesthetic grade." Their next question, how do you
How
get
do I do
those?
it?
But you were 27 when you landed the role of Fonz.
When I was 27, I got it on my birthday, 1973, October 30th. I wear a 15 and a half 32 because I have no shame. I like gifts. Okay. But anyway, so and then I got the Fonz. I did the Mary Tyler Moore show a week before I got the Fonz. And then the rest is history.
Well, what was so amazing in all your success, and you call great attention to it now with your advocacy, is that when you were 31, after reading all these scripts, auditioning for all these parts, you
Yes.
found out you're dyslexic.
Right.
And I mean, you said, I never read what was put in front of me
That's
because I
true.
couldn't.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's a
You went
remarkable
through
feat.
Yale.
But here's the thing. This is what, if there are any children watching, any parents of children having trouble in school, your child is not defined by the grades. Their thoughts and their ambition and motivation will take them where they need to go. I was told I would never achieve, and here we are on the couch.
Yeah.
Well, you have a book series
I do.
that is
Hank Zipser.
targeted
Zipser.
to children.
Yes, there are 12 for the first, second, and third grade, and then there are 17 for the third, fourth, and fifth grade, and a reluctant reader for the sixth grade.
Yes.
And they are comedies about my life as a dyslexic, and he's really resourceful.
Wow.
One of the lovely things sitting here talking to you is that you can tell that you loved being a dad.
I do.
And a grandfather.
I do.
And one of your son's movies is playing here.
And this weekend.
How about
now,
that?
I don't want to beg, but if you
But
go.
it's okay, go ahead.
You know,
It's
even
like
if you
selling
don't
Get on
go.
your knees right here, Henry.
Okay,
Get
fine.
down, get down.
I have
There you
music. Even if you don't go and you pass by the theater, buy a ticket.
Living room theater.
It's like
Let's all
you're
do it.
giving, you're
I'll
giving
beg.
to a young career.
Please.
So, Max made this wonderful movie, 17 or older, and stars Zoe Deutsch. When you see her, I'm not kidding, he has found a young lady who is a major force. And it's called Flower.
And here's a clip from it.
There's a clip. There she is, Zoe. Hi, Zoe. And it's called Flower, and it's at the Living Room.
Living room theater.
Yeah.
Wow. And then Also, you're coming back to town in April. I'm thinking we have to have some treats for you. But the Wizard World Comic-Con.
Yes, I'm coming back for Comic-Con. I love it because I get to meet the people who have watched me, who I don't know.
They are devoted.
But you know what? If without them, I don't exist. Without them, I have no career. If they don't give me a half an hour of their time, pay a ticket to go to the movies, I'm out.
Do you still own a black coat from Happy Days that you keep, that you
leather
treasure?
is the word.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's wanting to know if he can have one.
Well, the first one was stolen. The very first jacket that I was able to wear, because ABC did not let me wear leather in the beginning, was stolen. Then they built me 5.
It wasn't leather.
They put them under lock and key.
Oh my God.
I delivered one with my wife, Stacy. We went to the Smithsonian and gave it to the Museum of America.
That's great.
And I have one, and Gary Marshall, rest his soul, my mentor, had one. One we ripped out the lining and I water skied in it. And I don't know what
Was
happened
that the
to
jumping the
I
shark?
remember, yes. Yes, I remember that episode.
Yeah.
That was the final, wasn't it?
No. That was the beginning of like the 4th or 5th year.
Oh, okay.
And then they made up the phrase "jumping the shark," but we were #1 for years after that, so it didn't matter.
You mentioned your wife, by the way. What's
Stacey.
your key to a long, loving marriage? Because
Separate homes.
it's an inspiration. Well, I was gonna
No,
say
that's
it's an
not true.
inspiration,
That's
but-
not true. Do you know what it is, Will? Wanting to be together and listening. The same thing that I told your husband about being a parent. I really believe that the ear is the beginning and the end of a relationship.
He did record a little video message for my husband about to be a dad.
Yes.
So that was very sweet of you.
Yeah.
So-
And nude modeling once in a while doesn't hurt either,
Do you know
right?
what? I do
good
that for
advice.
Stacy.
Yeah.
And she uses the paint on me.
On that note, we
this
better
became a
say
new
goodbye to
network all
Henry
of a sudden.
Winkler.
Oh,
Thank you
boy.
so much for coming in. And you know, it is National Puppy Day, which is
got to meet the
appropriate.
You want to
puppies.
stick
You're
around
getting
and do
a
it?
puppy.
I got to meet them. I'm
He's
getting a Labradoodle in Virginia, April 7th.
Well, stick around. Do the next segment with us. We're going to
Yes.
When we
Puppies.
come back, we are going to celebrate National Puppy Day with the Oregon Humane Society.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Mr.
being
Winkler,
here today.
thank you.
That's wonderful.
What a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.